Hey, what's going on? Continue this series. Wake Up Black People. Just the third video, the third installment of it. And just into some of the things, man, that, some of the problems and things like that we cause for ourselves. It's ridiculous, the video prior to this when I talked about how we are, with our priorities and how we don't, how we let things fall through because we don't prioritize. When we put emphasis on the wrong thing, we put emphasis on pop culture, we're more concerned with improving our swag, if you will, than, improving our competence, making ourselves competent, it's rampant, and it is what it is, And, the first video of this installment, I set it up, talked about, discrimination and racism, about them being prevalent, and about them being alive in 2015. But, that has, racism doesn't stop you from picking up a book. Racism don't stop you from going to school and actually putting effort into your studies and going to school to actually learn something, as opposed to going to school to see who's wearing what and who's doing what and who has the new this and who has the latest that. Or going to school to discuss, Beyonce's new song or what's going on with the Kardashians or this, that, and the other. Racism has nothing to do with that. White people don't have anything to do with that. We have something to do with that. You have something to do with that. They don't have anything, like I said, you're not picking up a book, and it's disheartening, man, because, back in the day, with slaves and in the Jim Crow South and things like that, black people weren't allowed to read. Black people wanted to read. They put their lives on the line just to read and go to the polls and things like that. Things that we take for granted, that we just, by and large, as a people, we just, you damn near have to twist a kid's arm to get them to pick up a book. That's sad. That is sad. And I remember that old saying they used to say, it's crazy, man. And I heard someone say this, and it was disheartening. But when you really think about it, it's the truth, man. They say if you want got information, you want to keep it away from black people, just put it in a book. They'll never find out about it. They'll never, not all black people, but by and large, as a demographic for the most part. When they think of a lot of folks that may be watching this, when is the last time you picked, and if like I said, the shoe fits where, but when is the last time you picked up a book and read it? Think about that, and read, information, and actually did some critical thinking for yourself, and that, that's one thing. Another thing, what I'm saying, that holds us back, man, is, the loss of families. The structure of a family is almost eradicated in the black households. Men and women. These men. Well, let me rephrase. These punk boys, these little boys running around, imposters. That's what I call them. Imposters who are posing as men, running around, who think that manhood is a sum of the time that you've existed on this earth. If you've existed on this earth, if you're a male, if you've existed on this earth a certain amount of time, you're a man. But that's wrong. Or if you can run around and smash this girl, smash that girl, and procreate or whatever, that makes you a man. But you're dead wrong. That doesn't make you a man. And according to that rationale, I'm being straight up honest, it's the harsh truth. You got some little punk boys running around that are well into their 20s and in their 30s in age. But they boys here and they boys here. They're weak. They're weak. Any man, I'm not going to use the word man, any male who has offspring and they don't take care of them, you know what I'm saying? They're weak. They're the weakest. They're weak. I wish we as a people could just get rid of them and just eradicate them because they suck. They're sorry. They're not even men. They're sorry excuses for human beings in my book. And that's just Chris Fultz talking. All right, got kids all over the place and don't have any idea or means or plans of taking care of their responsibilities. You're not a man. You're a punk ass boy. That's what you are. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You feel raw about it, I can care less. If the shoe fits, wear it. You can make excuses, or you don't know what it is, man, when you got this, that, and the other, such and such and such. So what? That's what being a man is about. That welcome to manhood. You know, for your family, for your offspring, for your woman or whatever, if you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders to support them, and that's what a man's supposed to do. That's what a man does. That's what a man does. If it's hard on you, then it's hard on you. Hell, it ain't been easy for me. But guess what? 3 daughters. One's 21, one's 17, one's 13. If you were to look at them and ask them, you know, about me taking care of them, about me raising them, about me advising them, about me supporting them, about if you can ask them and look them in the eye and say, you know, with your father, do you feel protected? Do you feel safe? Were you provided for? And I can guarantee you the answer will be yes. And it wasn't always easy, but I do what I had to do. And then I ain't talking about going out there doing something stupid either. I'm talking about as a person working and taking care of my family. That's what a man does. And then you women, you know, I ain't gonna give y'all a pass either. Now I'm not gonna hold you responsible for some chump or whatever not owning up to their responsibilities. But you laid with them, and you continue to lay with these jokers. That's your fault. You continue to lay with these suckers, these scrubs. You let them run up in you. That's your fault. That's your fault. And I'm going to tell you something, man. There's an old thing called the law of attraction. Bullshit begats bullshit. If you, as a woman, if all you attract are these rag punk dudes who ain't hitting on nothing, but you thought he was, you know what I'm saying, you thought it was good to go because he was smooth, or he had the latest this, or he was fly, or he had swag, or this, that, and the other, and then you lay with him, end up having a baby with him just to find out he ain't hitting on jack shit. Hey, maybe you should reevaluate how you portray yourself. Because if you out there, if you portraying, if you all you attract are these scrubs, then what do you think you are? You're the female version of that. If you want a serious guy who has a head on his shoulder, who has a plan, who has an idea of the future, who wants to bring a woman in and make a home with her and take care of that woman and their kids, if you want one of those jokers, then guess what? You need to attract one of those jokers. In other words, you need to be a whole lot more than a slick talker, a fat behind, and somebody that's good in the sheets. Because I'm going to tell you, a squared away person like myself, and I'm just saying, I'm just telling you the train of thought. But not now. I've been married almost 14 years. I got my woman, and she handles her business. But what I'm saying is this. If you want to attract a man that has a mentality that way, I'm going to tell you, a man that has a mentality like mine, if I wear no shoes and I was out there and I was single and I was looking for a woman, you know what I asked? Here's the question I asked myself. Other than what she can do for me in the bedroom, other than her maybe cooking or something like that, what can she offer me? What can she offer that complements what I'm trying to do? What can she bring to the table to complement what I'm trying to do, to complement, you know, me trying to reach the goal and take this family where I want to take it? What does she bring to the table? If the answer is nothing, what can she do for me? If the only answer is screw me or cook for me, you ain't got a shot. That's the only thing we end up doing, is screwing and maybe having a meal together or something. That's it. Nothing else. You ain't worth nothing else more than that to a person who's got their head on their shoulders. So if you tired of dealing with these scrubs and stuff like that, get yourself together. Portray something else. Show a real man that you're a real woman, and that you're able to complement what that real man is trying to accomplish. So y'all can put y'all thing together and make some stuff happen. That's how that's done. That's how it's done. So, think about that. Think about that. And if you are, and that situation's already far gone, and you already got a couple kids or whatever, and if you already got a few kids, you're probably gonna be hard pressed to find a man that's, a serious-minded man like that, because chances are they may not want to come into a ready-made family like that. So it's more of damage control than anything else. You know what I'm saying? But it's not impossible, because you got some women who were in serious relationships with a foundation, and it just fell apart somehow, and their kids left in the balance. Those women sometimes remarry and stuff like that, so maybe you need to change your approach. Instead of change your approach, change your mentality, change your way of thinking. Get yourself together. Take a pause for the cause and get yourself and your situation together. So when you're out there and a real man that's got something going for himself, when they see you, what they see is some woman with an ambition, someone with a plan, some woman with, has some things going for herself, a whole lot of credible things. And if there's enough of those credible things and those things are solid, maybe you having a couple kids may not be a deterrence for that guy. Maybe that joke could come on board. And then God bless y'all, But that's, that's something you need to think about too. These punk-ass dudes out here who's hitting on nothing, who are a disgrace, the scum of the earth, and then y'all stupid, gullible women out there laying with these suckers. So keep on. Y'all have at it. I got my woman. I got my wife of almost 14 years. Strong. Strong as they come. Strong as they come. She's an example for my daughters. She takes care of her business. She has her own things going on. And everything, she's ambitious. And everything that she's got going on complements what I got going on. And when we put them together, it's a merger. And we marching forward. That is what it is. A goal, success-minded woman with a goal, success-minded man. And together, we try to impart those values into our daughters. So when they grow up and they go out there, they more than just a pretty face and a fat behind. So they won't run into some of those scrubs I was mentioning before. Real talk. Might not be easy to hear, but it is what it is. Real talk. Part 4 coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go and get it on out and make how many other parts need to be made. But it's just stuff I think need to be heard. I'll holler at y'all in a minute.